All right, next question. So, chat site. Do you use chat sites? Do you use chat sites? You know, there was a time that if you wanted to chat, I remember the Yahoo Messenger and all that, and even before that, there were some chat rooms. Now, people still go to chat rooms, but thanks to Facebook and all that, you usually chat with your own friends, so you don't have much time to go to a chat room and sit down and chat. But I want to ask whether or not you actually use chat rooms on the internet. Do you use chat rooms? Not your own Facebook, but there are certain public chat rooms about different topics. You can go chat with people. You can go chat about politics, you can chat about sex, you can chat about sports, you can chat about anything. You don't use those chat rooms, but you chat using your own Facebook. Well, everyone chats, right? How does that feel, guys? Your phone, no privacy, right? Remember what Kirk said?
No privacy.
He was here. People can access you, see you anywhere, anytime, anywhere you are. I don't know, like some friends call me like, let's go like tango, let's go on Viber, let's go whatever. And then let's do the picture thing. And I'm like, oh, I don't feel comfortable right now. I'm home. I'm in my bed. I just don't want to tango with you now. And it's happening all the time, right? So, but is it a good thing? Of course. Has anyone ever used the internet for learning things like educational programs? Such as English or any other program. Saki, have you ever? No.
Yes.
Jackie, what?
YouTube.
To learn what?
English.
English, amazing. Has it been useful?
Yeah.
Very useful?
Yeah, it's really.
So we see Jackie has been using YouTube for... so do you think this itself is somehow the internet is changing the world of education, for example? Of people going online. There's so many online classes. There's so many free online classes, which are really good. Some of them, right?
Even online university.
Even online universities.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But now, what are some of the pluses and minuses? Because that's one of the major discussions about online learning versus actually attending the class. So, what are some of the differences? Some people would love to actually learn online. They go online and they go to classes and whatever. Some people prefer to go to classes, actually go to a class, walk in like 3 hours late, and yeah, saying I'm a good student after that. So some people are like that. So which type are you? K?
Go to school.
Go to school. Why? What is the difference? Some people prefer to study online. This is one of the major TOEIC, TOEFL, IELTS questions. Some people prefer to study online, while others prefer to go to school. Why go to school?
Now I have plenty of time to learn English, so I prefer going to school. But if I'm a worker, I prefer using online, because I can save much of time.
Okay, so online classes, online versus actually school, like Mortar and Bricks. We also have online shopping versus Mortar and Bricks store. So Mortar and Bricks, if you ever hear Mortar and Bricks, the question is, what is this supposed to be? Mortar and Bricks. Mortar and bricks. Because when you're building a wall, what do you use? You use bricks.
Cement.
And the cement thing, whatever that's in between the bricks, is called mortar. So I would use bricks. And then I would put something here to put the other brick on top, right? Yeah? So this is mortar and bricks. So mortar and bricks, which is frequently appears in IELTS, TOEFL, and TOEIC tests, means Some people shop online. They buy things online. Some people actually prefer to go to Mortar and Bricks shops and stores. So if I put in Mortar and Bricks, for example, here, that appears. Mortar and, yeah, Mortar and Brick. So Mortar and Brick, or bricks and mortar, the term brick and mortar or mortar and brick, business is often used to refer to a company that possesses buildings, production facilities, stores, and operations. Brick and mortar. So either it's a mortar and brick or bricks, or it's a brick and mortar. Brick and mortar. Do you shop online or do you prefer brick and mortar? Which is brick and mortar better than mortar and bricks? But the order is much better there. So brick and mortar, or bricks and mortar, or B&M. Physical presence. They also call it B&M. So brick and mortar, or bricks and mortar. So it could be bricks and mortar or brick and mortar. Very important word. Because we have either online or brick and mortar. Online shopping, brick and mortar education. Actually going to school. Online classes versus attending classes. Physically attending classes. So we have physical attendance, online, or for physical attendance, right? Saki Vishma. Physical attendance or online? Should I go on Wednesday or should I not? Physical attendance or online? Skyping. Chris? Physical attendance or online?
I don't like the online teaching thing for one reason. I had one teacher at school who never held any classes. He always in the beginning of every term he was distributing papers which they had a lot of topics on it, and we were divided into groups and we had to hold presentations. And he didn't explain anything. And then he had the whole instructions were only a couple of words, nothing clear, and he never gave clear instructions. And then he wanted a very elaborate presentation.
Okay, but that was not online. I didn't hear anything online.
And he has a very distinct opinion on every subject. Mm-hmm. And but when you research in the internet, you've got millions of sources and millions of different.
No, but did he appear online and teach you online? Actually, no. Was there an online class? So that was not an online class, man. He just said, okay, go do your own research, internet research, and come do the presentation. No, online is actually these online classes. You see the instructor. So you see the instructor is talking to you. You're online. You have your headphone. You can see the lesson, and you can talk, interact.
Okay, then I prefer the online thing because you can comfortably sleep in
highly interactive. Highly interactive. You can actually study from the comfort zone of your house. From the comfort. They say from the comfort of your house, comfort zone of your house. You can do that from the comfort zone of your house. You're sitting in your own comfort zone, in your house, and you're online, and you only have it's snowing outside, you don't care, it's raining outside, you don't care, you have your headphones on, but it's you sitting, you don't have this interaction with other students or the teacher. You don't have physical interaction or sexual harassment happening.
I think the most advantage from this learning method is you can save your commute time and commute time. You don't need to go to school.
You don't have to commute. You
And
don't
it's
have to go to
flexible.
school. That saves a lot of time.
Flexible schedule. You can choose in your own way, and actually you can interact with another student. Sometimes they organize and some day for discuss.
There are some days
Online.
for assignments and things like that. Get to
And
meet each
discuss
other.
online. And the thing is, when I was in Vietnam, I cannot attend class like this. Many class, because now they have many websites for online class, even free. And I think it's really useful, really
Useful.
educational.
Mm.
Many classes that I cannot access when I was in Vietnam. It can be instructed by a professor from Harvard or even some
Yeah.
famous university, and I think
Yes.
it's really useful.
Like MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology has a free courseware, whereas the lectures of the professors who are actually teaching at MIT, they're there, and it's beautiful. Because, for example, if Javi's interested in business, MIT is one of the most advanced American universities. So then you can go there to the website and check out like hundreds of beautiful videos, like amazing videos that's available by the top professors of MIT. MIT.
Yeah.
So, you know, for example, MIT has free courseware and free instruction there. So if you go to the website, you see all the videos about any topic that you want, they're there, and there's so many videos there available. So yes, so online instruction as opposed to physical attendance in brick and mortar classes and schools. This is the subject. Do you think this will completely change? Do you think that at some point in time, school attendance will be completely vanished, will completely disappear? No. No?
No.
Maybe 100 years from now? Chris?
Yeah.
Yes. No? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Yeah, still yes.
Yes. No. Javi? No. Okay.
No.
So there's only one yes from Chris. Chris, you should prove why yes.
Because,
Chris, you're leaving. Do
everything-
you like to also appear here?
No. I like being in the comfort zone. Technology is so fast and advancing.
Uh-huh.
Throughout the years, and I can expect the unexpected in this way.
Okay. Schools disappear. So will they disappear? Will they vanish? Okay. A lot of people are saying no. Guys, after maybe 50 years, then we can talk. Look at our class after 50 years. I'm definitely not around, but you guys will be around, and how old, I don't know. Then you can meet perhaps through Facebook in this class and see, guys, what happened? Are the schools still there, or are they totally disappeared? And then we can imagine. So, yeah, that's... So basically when we look at online instruction, we talked about it, saves time, but some people prefer the physical activity, the physical interaction with friends, as opposed to virtual reality and virtual friends and virtual classes and virtual teachers and virtual everything. They like this intimacy or this human relationship that's real. Like it's a teacher that you can touch, or you can whatever. You can invite on Wednesdays, and yeah. What are the pros and cons about improving your English by internet? Okay. Are you a Mac or PC user? Oh my God, where is Sabrina? So Mac or PC?
I have Mac.
Mac? Mac or PC? PC? Mac?
PC.
PC?
Easy.
PC? More PCs than Mac. So it's gonna be how many Macs? 3 Macs?
And
1, 2, and 4 PCs. Okay.
But Sabrina is Mac.
Yeah, Sabrina's Mac
But
too.
she's not here.
Alright, that's a good question. Let me ask you very quickly the difference between Mac and PC. So PC users, let me start. Javi, you're a PC user. Why PC, not Mac?
Because I always use PC and I don't wanna change.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. Tui?
Friendly, more friendly. accessible.
More accessible?
Yes.
What do you mean by more accessible? There's
I mean-
Mac. There's a
I
Mac in
can
every
use-
shop.
I can use,
Why?
I can use many software, great software.
Great software, right? The same softwares are available for Mac.
But you must pay for it.
Uh-huh.
But with PC, I can crack it.
Okay, so Macs more expensive than PCs, right?
Sure.
So Mac or PC. So Chris,
It is. I think the whole process of working is simply totally is easier.
so some people argue that Macs are overpriced, not PCs. Macs are overpriced, and they believe that PCs give you better what value for money. So it's good to memorize better value for money because it's a good phrase. So when we say better value for money, they use it all the time. Do you agree that they would say for the money that you pay, you're getting a better value? For example, if I'm paying $1,000 and I can get an i7 processor PC laptop, I should pay at least $2,500 for an Mac i7. So it's more than double the price. So people say for $1,000, you get better value for your money. For $1,000, you get an i7 in PC. Mac is i7 too. This is i7. The Mac users would argue that the Mac
So
looks
cute.
nicer.
Because I have iPhone, and my family has.
My family, it's entire Apple. It's the Apple world. Welcome to the.
So it's easier.
So it's
to
easier.
access.
Okay. But there's something they will never go for, these Japanese people, and that's called Samsung. Samsung is the enemy, right? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's Korean.
Yeah,
Oh,
see?
Yeah.
We just got there, yeah?
Do you use Toshiba?
What?
Toshiba, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe I have some Toshiba products.
See, they still use it.
Yeah. Yeah. But Toshiba is not Korean. Toshiba is also Japanese.
Yeah, Toshiba is Japanese.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked.
Yeah. That's it. So, a couple of words. Sometimes, if they ever ask you about these things, some people they argue that PCs Macs are overpriced. With PCs, you get better value for money. But Mac users argue that Mac computers are
Simply easier to handle.
more user friendly, more
User-friendly, yeah.
user
Seriously?
Oh,
Friendly?
no way.
By
No
far.
way! Viruses.
more user friendly. No viruses. No virus. Or what else? Smoother operations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Smoother.
It's
I agree.
different.
And the Apple company, they develop both the software and the
Yeah,
hardware.
that's the one thing you hear all the time. Say
Yeah,
it.
and so this is one of the reasons it all runs so smoothly.
Yeah.
So operations everything runs smoothly. So smooth operation. So everything's so smooth. Not as many viruses, no viruses, or not as many viruses, not as many viruses as you would get on your PC. Not no viruses, but at least not as many viruses. Some people say no virus is a myth. That's a myth. Because there are Mac viruses too. So they argue that the no virus story is simply a myth. So there are viruses, it's just that there are not as many viruses. And the reason why there are not as many viruses, why? I couldn't even get rid of a piece of gum. Why not? Then the Mac users argue, why?
The resolution is better.
The resolution is better? Okay.
For design.
These are good words to know. the resolution. So for Mac, better resolution, better screen resolution, better
Screen, yeah.
screen resolution. PC guys,
But if you have tablet, you have
Where are your arguments?
you should
whose side are you on?
you should have everything Mac.
Yeah.
Your cell phone is Mac. You need computer.
So it's very Mac is highly exclusive, but that's where. So it's the minus would be Mac is very exclusive, meaning only Mac only works with a certain number of certain brands and certain companies. So everything is very exclusive. Now the PC guys say it's a negative thing for Mac. Mac guys say that's a good thing. PC guys say, well, you can't use so many things. Mac guys say, okay, that's why we don't get a lot of malware or viruses, or that's why everything operates very smoothly. Yeah. For artists and great creative people, which one is better? For those who want to, Mac is better for those who are artists. They want to have, to create, like they're into photography, or they're into graphics, or design. So they would say, Mac is known as the creative artist's machine. The creative machine, the creative machine, or the creative artist. It is known for the creator. Windows-based machines or PCs are known as machines that are used for programmers. Because programmers would argue, most programmers laugh at Mac. Why? Because they say it's been dumbed down and you can't do a lot of things with it. Yes, that's right. So in Windows, if you just want to do something very simple, Windows has a very ingenious way of confusing everyone. Because you go to one page, it's like 150 options. And you just don't know what to do. Doop, 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 doop. Mac, you get 2 options.
Yeah.
And those 2 options is you want it to work or you want to cancel it. So they usually do all those things for you. So for a user, I would not know what is the ideal thing, right? So that person, experts sit down and do the ideal configuration for me. So because I can never get there doing all those things for myself. Whereas the PC guys like it. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, and then boom, and the whole program crashes. So they get 150 choices that don't work. But kidding, I personally will use both of them, and I love them both. But I got a MacBook Pro, and I think I don't want to pass any judgments.
Be honest to yourself. Say.
Yeah. Now, honestly, I think it's worth the price.
So it's better value for your money.
Look, at the end, you should always choose. Are you ready to pay all that much money for what you get? For a smoother operation? That's, at the end of the day, maybe that's one of the questions. Yeah. You see, I compared it with the top, actually, Windows machines in the market, the laptops. You just touch what they call mouse pad, and they call like trackpad. You just compare this very simple thing, and it's not comparable. Just not comparable.
You use this on your life until someone convince you.
No! It's...
much better.
You get convinced by actually really spending time with both machines. But anyways, it's all about your pockets too. Plus, you need to look at your use and the functionality for you. So, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to throw some words on the board that people use on both sides. So, from basically those of you who, maybe Jackie's new to this class, so I want her to know something, and it's good to explain. Look, the trick is not understanding these things. For every one of these questions, briefly, we talk about the ideas. That one day if you want to talk about it, I want you to be able to use these words and expressions. I want you to be able, if you're, for example, a Windows fan, I want you to be able to say in English, that yeah, but Mac is very exclusive or highly exclusive. That basically means that they don't allow software from companies, third-party software makers. Not many third-party apps. So when we say third-party apps, third-party software, we have developers. Not many third-party software developers can develop programs for Mac. They're not allowed. It's an exclusive club. Mac is an exclusive club, very exclusive club. People say that, yeah, because Mac does not allow. They say that's why it's highly integrated and everything works so smoothly.
Small people. Club.
Yeah, developers with 1P. So these are usually the arguments you hear, Mac versus PC. So the arguments, I just want to sum up the arguments. They would say Macs are overpriced. That's one thing. Macs are very exclusive. Minor points. It's an exclusive club. Not a lot of third-party software. Not a lot of things like that. Not open source. Open source is another word we hear in the technology world. Open source programs. What is open source? It means the source is open. It means it's like third party. Many third party. Look, for PC, everybody's making software for PC. Any company. But for Mac, only a club of exclusive developers, software developers, are allowed to make programs for Mac. So some people say it's a bad thing, some people say it's a good thing. Some people who, look, they would say if I'm an end user, you know, end user. If I'm not a computer technocrat, I'm not a tech guy, that is, if I'm not a tech support person who knows a lot about how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. So I just, for example, I have a graphics program, or I'm a video editor, or I want to do something with one software, and I have no time. I don't want to go fix this, fix that, fix this. They say if you're like that, Mac is your machine. That's it. But if you want to do like a billion things and, you know, tweak things here and there and stuff, they say okay, you need a programmer's machine, which is the Windows, to change everything and all. User friendly. Mac users argue that Macs are like iPhone users. They argue that iPhone is more user friendly than Android. So you hear the word user friendly. Viruses. We also have something else instead of virus. What is that word? Malware. You know malware. Like we have software.
Yeah.
There's a word malware. It's like a virus. And you know that in computers, viruses and worms are different. We have worms, viruses, and malware. Do you know the difference? We have viruses, malware, and worms. Also, you hear something called bloatware these days. Bloatware.
Bloat.
Bloatware.
Control.
Bloat is like when you get bloated, you go. Bloatware, it bloats the system. Why and how? When you're working with your PC, oftentimes you see that you have some programs that are not wanted. You didn't start running those programs, but they're always running in your background. For some reason, somebody explained to me why. That's how these companies make money, because they allow other companies to do certain. But that's what really uses up the CPU, the speed of your system. So one day we want to talk about computers. Next, we will talk about it like the CPU, which is the brain of your computer. And you say, okay, i7, I whatever, the power, the brain power of your computer. So all those programs that are automatically running in the background of your program, they're using resources of your CPU, so they're eating up all that energy. But your Mac is not using all that bloatware, all the stuff that's running automatically and unwantedly and unintendedly in the background of your computer. So that's one reason why the Mac. The other reason is they would say that Mac programs use less, they need less power from the CPU. They have been designed because they're more efficient in terms of energy usage. It's like a car that's a gas guzzler, like lots of gas, and a car that's more efficient in terms of the CPU power it needs. They also say that. And the next part is the integration. You know integration? So when we say that software and hardware, when we talk about computers, we're talking about hardware and software, right? When they say software and hardware have been developed both by the same company, it means it's a more integrated system. But at the end of the day, many experts argue that, guys, it depends what you want to do. And for example, all the big computers, they are Windows-based, many of them. They're very expensive for special things. We have many actually expensive users. So basically, at the end, what I've heard is if you're a creative person, you want to do music or movies and all that, many people are using, most people in the industry, they say the industry. What is the industry standard? That's another word you hear. Industry standard. What's the industry standard? So the industry standard would be Mac for, still in North America, especially in North America, the industry standard for making movies and films and doing music, and also even DJing, would be Mac. That's what they say. For all offices and office work and places where businesses mostly use Windows machines. Yes. And we should one day, soon enough, talk about the computers also, just to have a look at some of those words in there. So, oh my God. So we're done with this. Now we should go to the So I just want to read the rest of the questions because we want to do our own discussion right now. So what are the pros and cons about improving your English by internet? Forget it, Mac or PC. Well, Facebook often gets in trouble for not having very good privacy settings. Do you think that this is really a big problem? Has anybody had a really big problem with the privacy settings of Facebook? You know that Facebook has ruined many lives. So husbands and wives chatting with friends and all that, and all those things and messages appearing, and a lot of fights between boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives, a lot of divorces maybe as a result of Facebook. Yeah, because when your husband's sitting there and like he's talking to, he's like, and then you go in and then he just turns it off and no, I need to have your password, and you just go in there and you see all the messages. So what does that do? Chances are we'll have to go to dinner, like bed hungry tonight. If there's a bed, maybe you can go to the couch, right? Sleeping on the couch would be good. That's what, Bill Clinton did for a long time. Oh, Chris, 5 more minutes. Wait.
No.
Do you feel comfortable with the idea of artificial intelligence? We talked about artificial intelligence, right? We're talking. How will science and technology change the world in the next 100 years? That's a good question for later. What changes would you like to see science make to the world? That's good. That's a good question. What changes do you want to see science make to the world? These are a couple of good questions that I want to ask you to talk about. Do you think that one day science will find a way to make people live forever? And if so, do you want to live forever? These are some of the questions that we're going to discuss right now. How have technological advances affected our lives? How have technological advances affected communication? How have technological advances affected communication between people, whether online or what? So that's really, these are some good questions. What do you think? How you see the world in 100 years? Thanks to all this technology and all the developments. What changes do you see? Do you think, will we be driving cars? Or will we be like traveling in space with some space cars? Do you think we'll be still sitting down and watching TV like we do right now, even smart TVs, because we still sit down and some things are there and we watch them? Or do you think something will come bigger than computer? Another invention, maybe? So what's next? What is the next big thing? So these are some of the questions that we need to...
The computer with the screen
Yeah.
invisible, right?
Like Star Wars, like project.
Save your breath, because I really want you to think about it and talk about it right in just a bit. I'm just introducing these questions. These are some of the things I want to talk about right now. Okay?
Okay.
So, thank you.